Hey, you're watching Your Plates Are Mine, the cooking show where you don't have to be a professional chef to be a star in your own kitchen. I'm your host, David Miller, and we bring you the best recipes from cooks just like you and I. So what do you say? Spend a little time with us, and we're going to show you how to make a fantastic recipe that you're going to want to share with your family and friends. Hey, thanks for joining us for another show. I'm here with Richard Bennett. We're outside Linden, Tennessee, a cute little town, kind of in what, Middle Western Tennessee?
Yeah, Middle Western.
Middle Western. Neat little place. Actually, they had a Civil War reenactment going on as we drove through town to come out and meet Richard. We're near Mousetail State Park.
Yep, it's just right down the road.
Just down the road, and Richard's been so nice to invite us out to his little honey hole in the woods, his weekender cabin, and he's going to share some incredible Mexican recipes with us today, correct?
Hopefully, yeah.
Hopefully.
Hopefully it's incredible. We'll find out later.
So, Richard, thank you so much for having us.
Yep.
Great. Well, tell us what we're going to make.
We're going to make carne asada.
Carne asada.
Yep, it's also called skirt steak. So we'll be making some of that. We've also got some refried beans. We've got rice. And that's about it. I mean, we're going to use tortillas, of course. We will make a couple different dishes. We'll have a burrito. We'll have some soft tacos. And we'll also make a plate. So we'll have 3 different ways that you can make the carne asada depending on your mood or what you want to do.
Okay. Carne asada is typically
skirt steak.
Skirt steak, okay, which is beef. And could you use another cut if you wanted to?
You can use flank steak. You can use anything that is filleted really thin.
Really thin.
Yes, I've tried several different ones. Skirt steak works the best. Flank second, and then it kind of goes from there.
Okay, okay, a good deal. Now you're going to have me trim this a little bit.
Yes. Traditionally what I do is I get this, and you can see it's very, very thin where some areas you can see through it. But in some spots you'll have, like this right here, areas that need to be filleted. I try to get all of any fat or any membrane of any sorts off. Just to, it removes that waxy taste.
Yeah,
so
and it tends to get tough when you cook it and make it chewy. So just trim that off and get it ready to go.
As much of the white stuff as you want off, take it off. Okay, so next what we are going to do is we're going to go ahead and grab the Ziploc bag that you had. And usually I like using the freezer bags because they're a little bit thicker, and I use a 1 gallon just so when we put all the liquids and put everything in there, we can slosh it around and all that.
Plenty of room for it to move around.
Correct.
So
just
go ahead
it all
back.
Compile all that stuff back in. That looks good. You did a good job trimming it.
Thank you. We'll leave that. That's the scraps.
That's for the doggies. Yep. Okay.
All right.
Next, usually what I do is I'll take one thing that I marinate this with is beer. Okay. Okay. What I've done is I've experimented with different beer. Dark beers don't seem to work. You want something real clear and light. I won't get into the brands. It's just kind of whatever your preference is. But what we're going to use is we're going to use something with lime already in it. We are going to use some lime, but we're going to use a beer with a lime in it right now. So I'll grab that.
Let's do that.
Okay, and I'll let you, or I can just go ahead and just flip the cap off.
And you use the whole
thing.
The whole thing.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Might as well, because like I said, if I'm doing a 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds, or 4 pounds, you know, one bottle should be enough. Okay. And next, what we're going to do, you can slosh that around
a little bit.
Get the liquids moving. Is I use chili powder in it.
All right.
That'll give it a little bit of the color, give it a little bit of that Mexican flavor, if you will. And what I'll use is for a couple pounds like we have here, I'll use about a tablespoon and a half.
All right.
So I've got that already in a cup. So we'll slosh that around. And one other little thing that we're going to put in here is just some garlic salt.
Garlic salt.
This is just about a 1/2 teaspoon. You don't want to put too much. And again, with any of this stuff, you can add or subtract depending on your flavor, your taste, what you like.
Right.
So there's no set rule with this. We agreed going into this, we're going to make it simple, so it's real simple.
All right.
And half the time I don't hardly measure, I just throw it in there until it looks like, oh, yep. Okay. So we got that sloshed around. Next what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some green onions. I have some right here that I'm gonna have you cut and trim, or they look like they may have. You can cut and trim a little bit more. Usually what you wanna do is cut the ends off to fit into the bag.
All right.
So you can kind of measure and trim, throw them in there.
So this isn't brain surgery here.
No,
This is just...
no. I wouldn't qualify if it was, so.
Yeah, these are nice and clean already. They don't really need a whole lot. Maybe just take a little bit of the exterior off there. It's got a little bit there. Yeah, I think they're good.
Let's throw them in there.
In they go.
And again, we'll just kind of set that like that. Next thing what I do is I'll put some cilantro in there. Usually what I do, I don't do anything overly fancy. I just get a wad of it, whatever you classify as a wad. So you can narrow it down. If you want a little wad, big wad, who cares?
I like cilantro.
You like cilantro?
So,
it's a big wad for you then.
Take a pretty good, maybe a half?
Sure.
Half a stack?
Yeah. Throw them in.
Okay.
And then what we're going to do is I usually at this stage will leave it to where there's a lot of air in it. And hopefully I can do this without having it open and it'll fall all over the place. Is I'll do the same thing and I'll let you do that and I just slosh it all over. You get it exactly how you want it. Mix it up. Make sure everything's...
Try and get the greens evenly.
Yeah. And if it don't work, it's not a big deal because what we're going to do is we'll flip it a few times and just kind of that.
So that's ready to go in the fridge.
Yep. Usually what I'll do at this point is I will take out a little bit of the air. There's no science, there ain't no rule. I ain't even got a good reason why I do this. I just do it. It's habit.
It fits better in the fridge too.
Well, yeah, there you go. And you can stack stuff on it. So for this, and then what I'll do is now that there's less air, I'll kind of flatten it out. Now you'll see that there is liquids floating around in the bottom, and the top there's not as much. So what I do is, you know, if I'm going to do it 4 hours, every hour or two, I may just flip it over. Just flip it over, slosh it around. It lets me do this some more because I feel like I'm kneading dough or something.
Good stress relief.
Well, it is, and it makes me look like I know what I'm doing.
There you go.
That's the biggest reason right there.
Now I noticed you got some limes over
there.
Yeah,
usually what we'll do is, like I said, we mentioned lime in the beer. We like a lot of lime, so get the citrus flavor, and we'll go ahead and
put a little extra in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but lime and citrus is one of the flavors that's often used in Mexican food.
Yeah.
Lime in particular.
Sure.
So if you like lime, put a little extra in.
Lime it up.
All right.
So we will zip it up again, and we're gonna.
So we're gonna let this one.
I'll let you do the slosh.
Okay,
I've kind of been a slosh hog.
So we're gonna put this, allow this to marinate in the fridge.
Sure.
And then we're gonna go ahead and get started with the one that you've pre-made for us.
Correct.
So that one's ready to go. This one goes in the fridge.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. So we'll take both of these over here and we'll kick one off to the side.
You had mentioned earlier this is really thin.
Very thin.
So you want to cook it a long time, right?
Yeah, 40, 60 minutes. No, that won't work.
Very fast.
Very fast, hot and fast.
Very hot?
Yep.
Very fast.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, you do not want to walk away and
do anything.
Anything. Nope. Okay. You want to stand out here. You want the grill very hot because we're going to put it on here. We're going to sear it and then probably flip it, do it again, and we're done.
Okay.
Yep.
So how long per side?
Use your judgment, depending on the grill, just a couple minutes.
Okay.
Yep.
A couple minutes total. Great. Let me go ahead and reach in here and grab one of these.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I got lucky and caught it on the end. Now, does it matter if some of the cilantro sticks to it?
No. Just throw it on there. That'll burn off, and if anything, we'll call it flavor.
Got two here. There we go.
That's a little bit long, but you can break that into sections. You may break that into 2 or 3 sections, but throw it on there, and we'll see what happens.
All right.
Oh,
whoa, that's a hot grill.
Yep.
Come on, lay down. There we go. Try and lay that out.
All right. Grab some more.
Another one.
Because they will cook depending on the thickness. Because when you fillet these, the thickness is different on all of them.
Yeah, look at that.
That's starting to look good.
So go ahead and roll.
No.
Nope.
We want it just a few minutes longer. Because on the one side we want to get it that. The other side's not as crucial.
Okay.
Just because it is so thin, it's going to cook through. The worst thing you can do is overcook this.
Right.
You want it to be very, very tender. With it thin like that, it's very easy to overcook.
Okay. And that's the top side there. that's the back side. Now that was in a cooler spot on the grill, so it doesn't have the grill marks quite as good as the other ones, but it was ready to flip. And I didn't want to let it get overdone, so.
Nope, don't want to, with it being so thin like we talked about, is something that we've got to just cook hot and fast.
Ready to go?
That one looks real good. I bet you that one's gonna, yeah.
Yeah, see that's a little prettier.
Yep, it's got the marks on it. Once you have the grill marks on both sides and you start seeing it discolor, like this one obviously isn't cooking very fast, but when it starts getting into this on both sides, it's done.
Okay. Oh yeah,
that's ready to sample.
Okay.
Let's split that rascal in the middle.
We got a place to put it, or are we going man cave?
Your choice. We have a couple saucers.
Maybe we'll put it on a plate for a second.
A couple saucers back there.
If you'll hold.
Yep.
Now some of these thicker pieces that are on the cooler spots, I'm just going to move them back to the hotter spots of the grill. And if you notice, this whole process in the good hot spot of the grill takes maybe 1.5 minutes.
Yeah.
On the first side, maybe 1 minute to 2 minutes on the second side. Just depends on how hot the grill is. Okay. Oh yeah.
That's good stuff. David, you did a great job.
Taste a little bit of the lime. Definitely get some chili powder.
Yeah.
A little garlic. That's good. And surprisingly tender. For a very thin cut of meat.
Yeah. I think the citruses and the beer kind of break that down.
It really does help tenderize the meat.
That's good.
All right.